All right, hey, this is Jesse with Create This. I forgot to say this at the beginning of the video when I filmed it, so I'm gonna splice this in with the magic of editing. But before you do anything, before you flip this thing over, before you go anywhere near the mower blade, you always wanna remove your battery, okay? If you do not remove your battery, then this thing can spin up, it will be energized, and you can chop off your hand, lose your life, you know, all kinds of nasty stuff. So do not touch any of this or flip this, this mower over without removing your battery first. Today is
April 23, 2022.
Yep. I bought this mower. This is a Greenworks 90-volt mower. I bought this back in August of 2017, and I just had my first failure, okay? I have a link down in the description of the video down below to the original review video that I made of this mower. I've been using this mower every mowing season since then, and it's performed awesome. But in that original video, I pointed out that this plastic fan here is probably the key on the shaft that holds the blade to the shaft of the mower, of the motor rather, and that it would be the first failure part because it's a plastic part, right? So if we see here, this is the replacement part. It is indeed keyed, and the blade is not keyed. The metal blade is not keyed, so the key is on the plastic part. The symptom that I'm having here is that this blade, if you can see this, the blade is spinning, but the bolt head is not spinning, right? So the key, I think, on the plastic part has broken. So what we need to do is we need to get this bolt off so that I can replace the plastic part, and I'm gonna go ahead and replace the blade at the same time so that the mower works again. Because right now when you turn it on, the motor spins, but the blade does not spin and it won't cut grass, okay? So I have a series of escalating steps for attempts to get this bolt off. The first thing that I'm gonna try, and this is the thing that I am least confident about, is I'm gonna try this electric, sorry for the dogs, I'm gonna try this electric impact wrench. I bought a 15mm Duralast, that's AutoZone socket, that is impact capable. And I'm gonna try to use this on the bolt to just spin it off. If that doesn't work, I'm going to escalate to drilling out the bolt, and hopefully that'll allow it to loosen up so that I can get it off, but we'll see. There's no way for me to keep the motor from spinning or get in there and put like a clamp on the shaft. There's just not enough room, so I've got to do something else. All right, let's get started. So what I've done is I've taken a 2x4 that I had just laying around and I have wedged it into the blade. So what I want is I want to stop the blade from spinning so that when I put the impact wrench on this socket, the blade isn't going to spin. And also I'm putting a little bit of outward pressure on the blade to create a friction surface between the bolt and the blade, which I'm hoping will help me get this off. Also, the benefit of the 2x4 here is that the blade can't spin and get my hand, right? So I'm gonna put my safety glasses on. I've got my impact wrench, and let's see if this works. Oh no, it looks like the wrong, ha, that's funny. Okay, so what has happened here is I ordered a replacement set of this assembly, and with the bolt that they sent me, it's a 15mm. But the original bolt is not a 15mm. So let me go get my socket set. Luckily I bought a whole set of these, and I'll find out what the old one was. All right, my lovely helper has gotten me a new impact wrench socket. This is a 16mm. Let's give it a try. Hey, we got it. That's awesome. I'm so happy that that worked. So I bought this impact wrench. This is a Milwaukee Fuel brushless impact wrench. I bought this specifically for this purpose because I didn't want to have to drill out that bolt. So now you know, an impact wrench will do this job if this happens to you. Okay. And there is our fan assembly. And I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but looking down in there, the key is completely worn away. There is just no key left. The shaft on the motor, let me move it so that the camera can see. The shaft on the motor is perfectly fine. It is still keyed. You can see that flat spot right there. So I think this fan will be an excellent replacement, and we'll be back in service in no time. So let's go ahead and install the new blade next. Now that I've got all of that apart, you can sort of see all of the debris that is collected here in this shroud that goes over the motor assembly. So this is the metal part here is the motor, and then this is just kind of like a fan grate. So what I'm going to do is, because I've got all of this stuff off, I'm going to take the opportunity to clean out these fan holes, because this is how the motor gets cooled as it's operating, and I don't want the motor to overheat. I have no idea what the service life is or the duty cycle is of this motor, but I want it to last as long as possible. I want to get my money's worth because, you know, lithium batteries are expensive and all that. So I'm just going to get in here, and I don't think these ones on the outside matter too much. It looks like they're blocked up, but the ones on the inside, I'm going to clean those out and just try to make sure that the motor gets as much cooling capability as I can give it while I'm in here. It looks like it does a pretty good job of staying clear all by itself. This one is not really, it looked worse than it was. It's not really gunked up that much. I am not an engineer, or I'm not a mechanical engineer. I work in software. But if I had to guess, I would say that putting the key for the shaft here on the plastic part was intentional, and it is planned obsolescence. But, you know, who knows? There's that saying, never attribute to malice what can be explained with incompetence or whatever, I guess. I mean, it's possible that the engineers just didn't know any better, but I would bet that that is planned obsolescence there. So take that for what it's worth. Okay, so to reassemble this, we're going to put the fan on first and just make sure that it gets seated there on the key properly. And you can see these two plastic tabby things here. So we're going to set those on there like that. And then we're going to take our washer and our bolt. And it looks like there's a little bit of Loctite on the bolt, which is good. And we're just going to thread it in. Now, when I bought this kit, this assembly, it said that this was for a 60-volt mower. I will put the model number of the assembly kit down below. I probably won't link to it because I don't have an affiliate link to that site, but you can just do a Google search for the model number and see if you can find a part assembly. To reassemble, I'm going to use a regular ratchet and socket. I'm not going to use my impact wrench, just because I don't need to. Obviously, when you're doing this, certain surfaces on the blade are going to be sharp. In this particular case, it's this surface here and this surface here. I'm holding it by this part, and as I want to turn it, it's wanting to push into my hand with not the sharp surface, okay? But you might want to use a 2x4 or something instead of your hand, or wear gloves, something like that. I am not an expert at this, and this is not intended to be, you know, the way that you do it. So if you cut yourself, it's not my fault. Don't sue me. I'm just showing you how I do it. Okay, so I got that kind of hand tight. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to brace this with a 2x4, just like we did last time. And I'm just going to get it even more tight, snug it up. All right, that is on there. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see if she mows. It mows! Woohoo! All right, that's it. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.